Hey there, pirates! Welcome aboard the Anime No Mi channel. GUNKO is Brook's daughter, and the new chapter just confirmed it. We barely know anything about Brook's past before he became a pirate, and to me, that says a lot. Whenever Oda leaves a hole like that in a character's story, it usually means there's a puzzle piece he's saving for later. And with Brook, I think he's holding on to a connection with someone we just met, GUNKO. That's right! It might sound like a wild theory at first, but trust me, there's something here. First off, I hope for your support to help our crew win, and to do so, you just need to click the thumbs up button, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel. By doing this, you will win an incredible devil fruit, so just comment which fruit you want. Brook isn't just a stylish skeleton who plays the violin and makes hair jokes. He's a guy who's almost 90 years old, which is already insane. I mean, he's seen eras go by, he's watched the world change, the tides turn. He's lived so long that he's actually forgotten parts of his own story. Literally, he has memory lapses. And that, again, is important. Because when you start forgetting pieces of your own life, that's when the real mysteries begin. And that's where GUNKO comes in. A new, mysterious character who feels like she stepped right out of a past no one even remembered existed. The chapter where she really shows up and interacts with Brook, I think it's 1147, already gives off weird vibes. Brook looks at her and makes that face, the one he makes when he recognizes someone. But this time, it's not just, oh, I saw you on a wanted poster. It's personal. Like that feeling when you look at someone and your heart tightens, but you don't know why. He freezes. And to me, that's a huge sign that he does know her, but the memory is still foggy. Now check out what else happens in that chapter. GUNKO feels pain when she hurts Brook. And it's not just physical pain. It's that kind of ache you feel in your chest when you hurt someone you care about, even if you don't fully understand why you care that much. Like there's something inside her screaming, "Don't do this!" And if that's not a blood connection, I don't know what is. So let's go back in time to when Brook was human, alive, and had hair. Before the Rumbar Pirates, he was part of a kingdom. The anime even says he was the captain of a royal guard, so he was someone important, respected, with responsibilities. And here's the twist. What if during that time, before becoming a pirate, Brook had a family? What if he had a daughter? A daughter he left behind when he set sail with the Rumbar Pirates, kind of like how Yasopp left Usopp behind. The difference is that in Brook's case, he lost his daughter, not just because of time and distance, but because of something much bigger. Maybe the kingdom she lived in was wiped off the map. This fits with the idea that his kingdom might have been used as a site for a native hunting competition, like the God Valley incident, which Oda showed as a common event among the celestial dragons. If Brook was away, maybe on a mission, or serving at sea, he could have come back to find everything gone. Just the remains of a city where everyone had vanished, been captured, or wiped out. And that's where the memory hole comes in. Maybe he blocked it out. Maybe he chose to move on. And that's what led him to the Rumbar Pirates. He wanted a new family. Meanwhile, his daughter, little GUNKO, survived somehow. I'm not saying I know exactly how, but there are possibilities. Maybe she awakened Conqueror's Haki in front of the celestial dragons. Maybe she impressed one of them with an act of courage. Or maybe it was just dumb luck, but she survived, and she was taken, raised as a holy knight, not knowing her father was still out there, or believing he died with everyone else. After all, everyone thinks the Rumbar Pirates were destroyed. Nobody knows Brook came back to life because of the revive fruit. Not even her. But that one scene in the manga, where a woman screams, "Dad," takes place before Brook joined the Rumbar Pirates. Because he doesn't talk like a musician yet or act like his usual goofy self, he talks like someone who's leaving something behind. And here's the time factor. The girl who yells "Dad" is already grown. She has a developed body, defined features. She's not a little kid running around with stubby arms, meaning she's old enough to understand what's going on, but still young enough to not be fully independent. So we've got a father, Brook, saying he's going to be a pirate, basically walking away from his current life, maybe as a captain of the guard, and a young adult daughter shouting "Dad" in desperation, like she's watching the only family she has left walk away. But GUNKO is still young now, so if she's not a clone with memories, maybe her aging has been paused. It has to be one or the other. And the craziest part? She hears Brook's music and feels something. That melody he always plays. It's way too old to have just been made up on the spot. Maybe it's the same one he used to play for her when she was little. Maybe that's why she has that blurry memory. The one with a skinny man, curly hair saying he wanted to become a pirate. That guy looks like Brook. And that's no coincidence. Oda doesn't do things like that for nothing. And you might be wondering, okay, but why hasn't she recognized him yet? That's the thing. She hides her face. She doesn't want to be recognized. And him? Well, he's a skeleton in an Elbaf cloak, nothing like the father she remembers. If she was 5 or 6 when she lost him, and it's been 50 years since then, there's no way she could connect the image in her mind to the skeleton standing in front of her. Only the music brings back that echo, that I know you from somewhere feeling. And that's exactly what Oda loves to do. He lets the heart recognize someone before the eyes do. And when she hurts him physically and she feels pain too, that's it. That's the moment their bond starts to grow stronger. Even if she doesn't fully know who he is yet, she feels something. She runs to help him, tries to save him, and Brook starts piecing things together too. But he doesn't fully remember either. Maybe he needs to hear her sing. Maybe he needs to see her smile like the little girl he barely remembers. What's really beautiful about all of this is realizing that Brook isn't just the comic relief of the crew. He's someone who had a real life, a life full of connections, loss, and hope. And maybe, just maybe, his goal was never just to reunite with Laboon. Maybe it was also to find the family he thought he had lost. Maybe he just didn't know it until now. Because sometimes we walk alone for so long, we forget why we started walking in the first place. And GUNKO, right now, might be on that same path, serving a system she might not even believe in anymore just because it's all she had left. But then that song comes along, that weird skeleton shows up, and she suddenly feels the urge to protect him. And then the memories start to come back. Not all at once, just pieces, a smell, a sound, a laugh, his voice saying, "This one's for you, my little girl." That's why I believe Brook is GUNKO's father. Not because it would be poetic or symbolically powerful. No, none of that, because it fits. The reactions, the expressions, the way Oda frames the two of them, it's emotional DNA, something that cuts through time and space. Oda doesn't need to show a blood test. He shows it in the eyes, in the gestures, in the music, and in that strange dance of reuniting with someone you didn't even know you had lost. When Brook came back to life, thanks to the Yomi Yomi no Mi, he spent years drifting alone on that ship until he finally found his body again and could revive it. That alone would be enough to break anyone's mind. But he survived, even with serious memory gaps. He remembers Laboon. He remembers the Rumbar pirates. But there's nothing about his life before that. Zero. So here's the question. Why would Oda deliberately erase everything that came before? Simple, because there's something big there, a secret, and that secret might just be a lost daughter, who now happens to be a holy knight of the highest rank, GUNKO. That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.